morning, Daskalos. What's on the agenda for today?
Oh, hey. Yeah, I was just looking at the map here and kind of going over what to do. I think I've got a pretty good plan for what we got going on today. So first thing we're going to do, I think we need to assemble a palette. So basically, just go through the city, get some idea of what blocks are being used in the ancient city, and then sort of assemble some sort of a palette so we know what to work with. And then after that, if your world edit skills are up to the challenge, we're going to be replacing a lot of stuff. First off, First off, I think we're going to replace the skulk blocks, the whole skulk blocks, with red glass, because I think the red glass is going to show up on this map so much better. I also want you to replace the skulk veins with air. So basically get rid of all the skulk veins. Now we could do this all by hand, but we would be here for days doing this. So I think yes, doing some command replacements is the best way to go, because we're already going to be doing the rebuilding by hand. I think too, with this, I think I want all of the cracked deep slate bricks to be replaced with regular deep slate bricks, because they're damaged. I think we should replace them with how they would have looked in the heyday of the city.
Okay.
Yeah. And then once that's all done, I think we should start on replacing, at that point, the red glass with the proper blocks. And I think the first building that we should tackle are the blue buildings. So A2, A4, C6, all of the blue bannered buildings, because there's 5 of them. They're repeated 5 times. And I think that's going to give us the biggest opportunity to have the best sort of complete structure, taking into account sort of all of the different sort of varying states of decay.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. And I think to start off everything first, I think basically every day what we should start doing is basically copying this map and locking it. So we have a new copy up so that we can see our progress as we go along.
Okay, so right now we have our original copies from before we did the marking.
Yep.
So now we're saying that we want to lock these and then make another copy that we can then update with the changed blocks.
Yep.
Perfect. All right.
Yeah. You got any questions at all?
No, I think that's pretty clear.
Cool. All right. So then go ahead and copy or lock this map, copy it, whichever. Oh, actually, you know what? I do have one more thing for you. In this chest, I have a list of all of the buildings, all of the structures that you tagged with their colors and numbers. And then I gave a bunch of them just some sort of names, just to name them, so that we aren't dealing with red A1 or pink A2 or whatever. So that way, if we're talking about a building, we can just give it a name rather than try to figure out what color and number it is. They're pretty simple stuff like shrine room, small pillar room, box tower, things like that. Just descriptive names.
Sounds good.
Cool. So if you want to go ahead and get started on locking these maps and copying them, I will go get a palette ready.
Okay.
All right.
I'll do that. I've got my glass and my empty maps. Okay.
Perfect. I'll be back.
All right. See you.
See you.
A few minutes later.
All right. I am done with the map copies. I have the original ones are now locked, and now we have a copy that can change as we make our changes.
Perfect. This is the palette so far that I've found down there. We've got some polished basalt, obviously the gray wool, and just about everything you can think of when it comes to deep slate. I also noticed that we've got deep slate tiles that are cracked as well as the bricks that are cracked. So we'll need to replace those with standard tiles as well.
Okay.
So so this is our palette that we're going to be working with.
All right. Looks good.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and head on down to the ancient city And let's see if we can't do a little bit of this world edit magic. Man, do you hear that?
The squishy sound of the skulk?
No.
No shriekers.
Yeah, exactly. Isn't that nice? I can actually hear myself think. Okay.
Yeah, we don't have to sneak.
Yeah. Do you happen to still have those coordinates?
I'm going to probably have to go remark those coordinates, but that should only take me a moment.
Okay, cool. Well, I will be here and I will watch this and patiently wait.
All right. I'll be right back.
Cool.
All right. I am done getting the coordinates, so I think we're ready to try these replacements.
Awesome. All right. Cool. I am ready.
Okay. First, we're going to start with the skulk, right?
Yep. Full skulk blocks to red glass.
Okay. Here goes nothing.
All right. See if it crashes the server. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that catalyst.
Oh, that was a catalyst. The
Oh,
top looks exactly
yep.
like a skulk block.
Yep. Okay.
Sneaky.
So this is nice. This also shows us where the veins are at. So that's good. Okay. Well, that's the next one, isn't it? The veins? Yeah. Replace skulk veins with air. Oh.
All right. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do it.
Ooh.
Oh, that cleaned up nicely, didn't it?
Did clean up nicely. All right, let's get a good look at this. Yeah, this is okay.
Right.
This is looking pretty good. So, in case you were wondering, when we do like preservation work and stuff like that, we'll take pictures of like a wall or something, and then we will highlight certain areas that need to be worked on. So this is kind of like that. This is kind of what we're doing with the red. With the red. Wow, yeah, there's a bunch of these little catalysts. They're sneaky. So yeah, so this is really nice because this is sort of, highlighting where we need to go.
Now, I'm guessing what we're about to do is probably now veering away from what archaeologists would normally do?
Well, kinda. So what we're going to do is we're going to get to a point where we are just sort of restoring it, what's called in kind. So what I mean by that is it's pretty simple. So let's say you have this wall here, right? And we can assume that this wall was all deep slate brick at one point or another. And we have these cracked ones here, like this one, that are sort of degrading. And so the idea is that when you restore a historical building, structure, whatever, something that's within the historical register of historical places, you need to replace things with in-kind stuff. So this would be deep slate brick. The cracked brick would be replaced with regular deep slate brick. And it doesn't have to be the exact same thing. So for example, like a really good one, which is used a lot to talk about this is white paint. Long time ago, white paint was used, they used lead in white paint. So you don't want to use lead white paint anymore because it's lead. And so what you would do instead is you would actually replace, let's say, chipping or cracked white paint, lead paint, with a similar shade of white paint, something as close to the original as you could possibly get, if not directly on. And with white, you can usually get directly on, and some shades you can usually get pretty well. It gets a little funky when you start getting into things like windows and glass because, but the general idea is that you're going for something that is going to be the same, or at least look the same or feel the same, depending on how this structure is registered in the Register of Historic Places. So for this one, we are basically just going to replace the cracked deep slate brick with regular deep slate brick, which is what archaeologists would do if they were restoring something like this or keeping it to its original state.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah. It's cool stuff. It's really cool stuff.
All right. I don't feel so bad about working my magic now. All right. So we're going to replace these cracked deep slate bricks.
Yep.
With regular deep slate bricks. All right, here we go.
All right. Ooh, look at that.
Wow.
Yeah, and again, we could have done that by hand, but that would have taken us forever and we would have missed a whole bunch too.
That's right.
And now, the final one, the cracked deep slate tile with regular deep slate tile.
Okay, cracked deep slate tiles. Deep slate tiles, here we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Right.
Look at that. It's almost looks like a whole new structure.
That's right.
Yeah, looking pretty good. Looking real good. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and replace these catalysts when you find them. Actually, is the ground... Okay, so the floor level, is there any other block that they use other than the standard deep slate?
For the ground?
For the ground, yeah.
I didn't see any. The only thing I saw would maybe be like natural patches of stuff like gravel or tuff. But otherwise, it was all... Well, and here's some diamonds.
Yeah.
Diamond ore.
Okay, well, what we might do is we might just replace the red glass that's on the floor level with deep slate. Unless you can see where they may have used something else. I'm also going to assume that the gravel is just degraded floor surface. And that's just fill. Okay. Same with the tuff. The tuff is, tuff is volcanic, basically volcanic ash, and so it just sort of settles into cracks. So I'm going to assume that that's voids in the floor that just settled in over time.
All right, I've gotten my new coordinates, so I should be able to replace just the glass in the floor.
Okay.
And that's just regular deep slate. Okay, here we go. You ready?
I'm ready. Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. This.
All right. So now the only glass we have is just like, well, besides in the structures, there's some along the cave walls, and then of course some of these spots that are raised up a little bit.
Yep.
Everything else.
Yeah, and the walls I'm not too worried about. We'll replace those by hand. But oh, check it out. You can see in the white room.
Oh, because so much of this was skulk.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. There's a catalyst inside of it, but no shrieker hidden in there.
Nope. And a chest.
I would have expected shriekers in there.
Yeah. But there's a chest down in there too. And some what looks like, what is that, snow?
Yeah,
Maybe
that looks like snow.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
It looks like two types of ice. It looks like packed ice and regular ice.
Oh yeah. Okay, cool.
Neat.
Well, all right. So then that leaves just one more thing. Let's start doing some replacement and restoration type stuff. I want to start with the blue buildings. So the small pillar room, which is, we've got one right over here. Ooh, this one's going to be...
First one.
Yeah, this one's tough because look at how much of this is...
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So we're really going to have to look at probably a different one to figure out what all of these missing blocks were.
Yep. So there's another one, A4. So that should be. Ooh, okay. Also, tough one.
Oh, wow.
This one's going to be really tough. Okay. Next one's in C6. So.
Oh,
there it is. Yep.
This one
Okay.
looks like a little bit more.
Yeah, the right side, as you're looking at it from the front, seems to have a lot more. Okay, so that's good. That's real good. So we're doing good here. So it looks like this one, the entirety of the right wall is good. So then we would just need to compare the right wall of this one with the other one that had the right wall. And then there's one more. There's I3, which is over this way.
Here.
Yep.
Oh,
here it is.
Here we go.
Oh, the front of it
seems to have some of the. This one has a lot of the front.
Yeah.
And some of this left side too. This one seems to be the most intact.
Okay. Yeah, looks good. Okay, yeah, this is really, really intact. All right, so what we need to do. No, didn't see that. Is we need to somehow either take a picture of this or something so that we can sort of look at the rest of them in the front and figure out. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to compare all of them.
Right. So this is interesting. If you come to the front here, this is, I guess it could be ruined beyond just the skulk, but it seems like there's a whole lot of missing material here.
Yeah.
And there's only one step. I guess this could just be ruined, like the walls are ruined. So never mind.
It's possible, yeah. Let's see. How would we do this? All right, so this is what I'm thinking. Oh, perfect. So, watch. So you see how this front here is like this? We just... Whoops, wrong one. And there you go. So that's the exact same block palette as the other one.
Okay, and then we could go to the other three and do the same thing.
Yep.
Cobbled deep slate.
Okay.
So like the very bottom row is the there's two deep slate bricks, and then above that is cobbled deep slate.
Okay. So it's
so now what I was mentioning on the other one about how this front step was missing except for this one block, it actually was like that on all of these.
Yep.
So this might not be. This might be how it was made.
Yes, or you'll notice that there's hardly any organics left around. Wood, things like that. There might have been wooden stairs going up.
Okay, and this is the only carved one on this front step.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then what's the next layer back?
The next layer back is brick. Just
2, 3, 4, 5. Brick. Okay. Brick carved, okay, and the tile unknown. Okay, tile, and then repeat that on the other side. The middle three I don't know.
Okay, so on the left.
Brick, and then unknown brick. Yeah. Oops.
Okay, yeah, that corner.
Yep, and then tiles.
And we know this one.
So this is what we're going to do for sort of each of the sides. So like if you stand basically right where I'm at, and I am over at another one, I'm going to go left to right, bottom to top, So I'll say something like, brick, cobbled, brick, and then I would say something like unknown, 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 and then this one would be cobbled, air, unknown, unknown, unknown. So I'm gonna basically, that's how I'm gonna list it off to you, and that's how we're gonna do basically this whole structure. Brick, cobbled, and then brick all the way down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bricks down.
You know, one of mine was an air block. I'm not replacing that. I'm only replacing what was skull.
No. Wait, you have an air block on that bottom level?
I do.
Okay, go ahead and, sorry, from the bottom going left to right, I have brick, cobbled, brick, air. And then I've got 3 unknowns followed by brick and then an unknown.
Okay, so I have those after the air going to the right. I have unknown, brick, unknown, brick, 3 unknown.
Okay, I've got, so from the left to right, I've got brick, unknown, brick, air, brick. So my air is an unknown on yours?
Yes.
Okay, I will put that there. Okay, next row up.
Square.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. And then to the left of that pillar.
Bottom row is 3 cobbles. Next row is 3 cobbles. Next row is cobble, brick, tile.
Cobble above the tile.
Cobble, brick.
Perfect. All right. So turning around, see, pillar is brick, chisel. Okay, left of the pillar is 2x2.
Line.
No, sorry. Go
Okay,
ahead.
yeah, to the left of the pillar is the 2x2 that's set back.
Yep. Okay.
And then you got like the 2 cobbles that are in line with the pillar.
Okay. Okay. All right. So, what do you think?
I think it looks great. Are we going to start building it up even further because they're still pretty ruined?
Well, sorta. I mean, we will eventually, but I think what we're going to do is the rest of these buildings we're going to leave in this sort of just semi-restored state where we have restored it to its current state. And then we're going to go ahead and after that's all done, we will actually rebuild this to what it might have looked like when it was in use. Now,
Okay.
yeah, now archaeologists generally tend to frown upon stuff like that. Mostly because, you know, you're sort of adding things to these structures that may not have actually been there. It's a lot of interpretation. And you also lose some of the, you know, archaeological value from a place like this when you do that. However, looking at chunk base and looking at this world, there's hundreds, if not thousands of these ancient cities spread all over the place. So even if this were the real world and this was one of thousands of cities, restoring one to its former glory in order to sort of let people get a good feeling for what it was like is okay. It's okay. It's an acceptable loss. Kind of like the 1 to 99 rule that I mentioned in another video. It's sort of the same idea.
Okay.
You know, restoring this to its former glory will actually give people a really good feeling for what this looked like and give you just a completely different feel than, you know, seeing it in the ruined state that it is. So I think it's an acceptable loss in this case. Just one small city out of hundreds, if not thousands of them.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So we do need to update the map though. So let's go ahead and update the map and then we'll go ahead and finish this up.
Hey, Daskalos, before we run up, do you mind if I replace all the red glass in the actual cave walls with deep slate?
No, man, go for it. Yeah, if you wanna do that, knock yourself out.
All right, it'll just take me a few minutes. I'll be right up.
Okay, sounds good. I'll meet you up there.
Okay. All right, this one, and this one, this one. And this last one there.
Ooh. Wow, look at that. That looks pretty cool. Looking really good, and the blue ones have no red on them whatsoever. Yeah, that's looking great. Well, I think that was a great day. That's an excellent day, and the sun's going down. I think we should call it.
All right, sounds good. Yeah. This is looking so awesome.
It is. It definitely is. That was definitely a... Hey, what's that?
Oh, let me go check it out. Oh, it's a letter.
Oh?
From the director.
Oh.